So, shalom for everyone. We are today, Bezrat Hashem, Yom Shlishi of Parashat Lech-Lecha. Parashat Lech-Lecha. We are starting to speak about Avraham Avinu. One of the, we know that a Jew is supposed to live with the life, which means the Torah have direct connection to how this is more interesting than what I'm saying.
No.
So leave it. No, they will leave it. Don't worry. So no, it's fine. We have to joke a little bit. Yes. Anyhow, so we learn that a Jew need to live with the Torah. We see that we are reading the Torah every year. We are dancing in Simchat Torah, which means every year we are reading the Torah. If it's important to read the Torah, okay, you learn it once, twice. Why we are repeating it in exact time? We're making sure that every season, every holiday falling in the right season, and every parasha which we're reading, it's also connected to the time when we are, how we progress with our life, how we know it. The fact that we are finishing the Torah with a holiday of Simcha. And hence, because of that, because of the holiday, this is better, like
no, they can hear you.
But put the, let's see.
They can see you now.
Now they can see.
Yeah.
Akiva is joining us by Zoom. So Akiva is going to marry a couple. Akiva, how are you? Anyhow, so we understand that the Torah is actually supposed to be part of our life circle of entire year, and there is even why we are reading the Torah in every parasha on its time. If it's so, if it's so, we understand that there is a direct connection to what we're going in our life in a general way and in our private way to what the Torah teaches us in the same week. Which means the parasha, it's not just something to read about. It's something to live with. How you live with parasha? We know that everyone Hashem giving us by divine supervision, giving us a way. Every day we have our own journey. Every day we need to do something. And every day the things which Hashem give us to do, it's connected to what we're learning with the Torah. Which means, if we will need to know how to behave in our life, see the Torah, and you will know the answer. The Torah will give you the exact answer, and especially every parasha having a special message. We are here learning the Dvar Malchut. They speak of the discussions of the Rebbe in the years Nun Bet and Nun Gimel. Nun Aleph and Nun Bet, sorry. That which means 91, 92. In the years 91, 92, the Rebbe was saying a series of discussion every week, and each discussion had a special message. It was discussing only about the redemption, And it's described by itself like a prophecy. It's not like as a prophecy of what our generation supposed to how to behave in every generation. And in these 2 years, the Rebbe actually revealed some top secrets about the redemption that was hidden for so many years. Because he said that the job of our generation is to be ready for the redemption. Whatever we think, the events which we're facing, whatever we are feeling, whatever we're going in our private life, have a direct connection to the fact that we are on the verge of getting the final redemption. Everything in our life is a message for us, more than ever. And now we'll start to speak about this parasha. So we are in the third parasha of the Torah, Parshat Lech-Lecha, which means Avraham Avinu, which we heard about the fact that he born just in the end of the previous parasha, in Parshat Noach. And Avraham Avinu born, and we're starting to hear about the stories of Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu was in age of 75 years when he got command from God, leave the place when you are, and go to the land which I'm going to show you. To Eretz Canaan. Very well. So he was 75 years old. Now, if we read about the Midrashim, Avraham Avinu was not even, he had a lot of actions which he did until the age of 75 years old. We know that he fight with his father about the idols. We know that he break, but all this is not written in the written Torah. The Torah actually starts the story of Avraham Avinu. There is a story when they put him in the fire, about Avraham Avinu, and he came alive, which means he was doing actions of faith in God in Haran, where he was living in his father and motherland. He was doing actions of being devoted to God, but all this not mentioned. What is mentioned? That he need to leave his place. This is how the story starts. In age of 75, ויאמר השם אל משה, לך לך מארצך וממולדתך ומבית אביך. Go, leave your land, your place where you are, your motherland, your place where you belong, the place of your father, to where? To the land I'm going to show you. The land you don't know yet, but I'm going to show you where to go.
It's the same thing then, no, Israel.
Yes, the land of Israel. He tells them to go to the land of Israel. We need to understand the entire story of Abraham, how much he was devoted. It's not mentioned in the Torah. What is mentioned in the Torah? It's starting here. Go to the land of Israel. From the fact that we think that the Parashat Lech-Lecha is the third parasha of the Torah, then we know there is importance to this parasha. In the beginning, Hashem tells us about the creation of the heaven and earth, and the land, and the sea, and the people, creation. Then we're hearing about Adam and Eve. And then we hear about the second parasha, speak about Parashat Noach. When Hashem is wiped out everything, keeping one only family from it, supposed to come the entire world. And in the third parasha, we're hearing about Avraham. So in the first, we see that God created the world. Second, we think that God is not happy, that was not happy with the world. In the third thing, we're starting to hear about Abraham. Who is Abraham? Abraham, he's the first Jew. You know that every Jew that's getting converted, shalom, shalom, shalom. Come. We know that in every Jew, shalom, shalom, how are you? Very good. Shalom.
Bye-bye.
He's now he's in
He's
on the way
Is
somewhere.
there?
Okay.
So who was Abraham? So in the first parasha, what we said, it was creation, God create. Then in the second parasha, God destroy. He doesn't like it. In the third parasha, he tells us about Abraham. And how the story starts, about the fact that he's supposed to go to Eretz Israel. The Rebbe tells us how we're supposed to look on the thing in a general look. What God wants to give us message that this is the third parasha. In the beginning, he showed us that he created all the world. Very good, we know. In the second, he showed us what is not happy. What he will show us now, what is happy for. What is actually the purpose of why he created the world. In the beginning, he showed us that if you think that I gave you the world in order that you will do Hamas, you will do cheat, you will do immoral things. This is not the why I created the world. For that, I doesn't need to do anything. So if every one of you think that I don't know what is going on, I know also how to wipe out. I don't want to wipe out the world. Hence, I survived one family to retiate. How is it? Retiate.
Okay.
But it has to be done to the way that we want. I want the way that I want. And how? By the work of Abraham. But again, we're coming back to the point that the work of Abraham, as much as he was in land of Haran, it was not noticeable by the Torah. The story starts from the age of 75. Even that Abraham Avinu was against idols in Haran and against immorality. He was already represent the most person that having the most wisdom of God on how to behave and how to treat this world. He already was there, noticed. That's why they called him Avraham Ivri. Ivri, which means he's in one side and the entire world is in the other side. So he already was very much noticeable as a slave of God, of someone that, but Torah not talk about this. Torah start from the fact that he was commanded to live to the Eretz Israel. And here we'll try to think about the deep meaning about who was Avraham Avinu and his mission, which was started and supposed to be ended, which means if it started with Eretz Israel, which means it was the most important thing. And what is this land of Israel? What it actually symbolized. So when we're talking about Abraham, in the beginning, the name was not Abraham. The name was Avram, without A. Correct? He was called Avram. In Hebrew, it's component of two words. Av, which means father, Ram, which means high. Ram, which means. Then after that he was called Avraham. Avraham, there is, if we talk about the inner side of the Torah, we know that every one of us has powers, and the man actually, it's component of many powers that Hashem gave him. He is nothing. We are nothing. We only the powers that God gave us. The powers are usually divided for two groups: the intellect and the emotions. This is what derives us. What we know and what we feel. Okay. What we know and what we feel. What we know, it's also started from few steps. It's also there are 3 steps in what we know. Shalom, 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 shalom. Come. Shalom aleichem, shalom aleichem. So what we know, come. So what we know, it also starting from, there are 3 levels of what we know. What we know is starting from the spark of the idea. Then, if you know it well, it will be starting to have broader perspective on the idea, which is a point, but it's explained in wider way. And the 3rd steps, it's how you know and you are already starting to connect with it. Anyhow, Abraham, as the first Jew, he is, within him, there are all the message for the entire Judaism, which means the entire way of Israel, of the Jewish way, supposed to be represented by the character of Abraham. It's the same thing when we have an idea, but it's still not coming to a details. It's still not affecting on our emotions. It's idea in a potential. Same thing was Abraham in the same moment. Abraham Avinu, still that time was not a nation. There was, if you can compare it for a baby that still the organs was not developed. The seed, you take a tree, in the seed, if you put it, the seed you doesn't see what it is, but it contains the entire forces. The same thing with the wisdom. When we have an idea, the idea when it's still not developed, when the idea spark in our mind, it's still have everything, but it's not yet clear to us. Same thing with the neshama that we have. We have many forces. We don't know yet what the forces which we have. How we will know what the forces which we have? If we put water and we'll grow it. And once the plant will come, we will be able to feel the fruits. But until there, no, it's fine.
I have.
So when we're talking about Avraham Avinu, the first Jew, it's a seed of the nation, which means no nation was that time. Imagine someone that you are waking one day in the morning, you feel that God tells you, go to a land which you don't know. Now, what is the command? Kum v'yitalech ba'aretz le'orka u'le'rochba. Go, walk in the land, reach to the entire points, which is a promised land. He's a one person. And God tells him, go, see it, call all this. This will be yours. And he believed in it. What it will be yours? Your kids will come here. God tells him, your kids will come here and will conquer it, and they will succeed, etc., until one day they will have it by their own. And he believed in it. Why? In his vision, he was a prophet. In prophecy, it's explained in one of the books, in few books. Maharal explained it, and a few others, that the prophecy, what is actually the prophecy? Is that God let the person something to the person to see something from the divine angle. We usually see our life from our side. Everyone sees his own perspective. Very hard to see your perspective. God, he sees your perspective and my perspective. Correct?
Right.
He sees the entire perspectives. And he contains all of this.
God's our view.
About. God's view is about. Exactly. So a prophecy, a prophet, is someone that God made him so refined in his mind that he able to think from above, to see the thing from above perspective. And Avraham Avinu, for him, it was not a question that is supposed to happen. Why? Because in the divine perspective, he knows that God destroyed the world already for a reason. What is the reason? That now people will start to behave better. But after the Mabul, people didn't start to behave better. After the flood, people did, they will continue until today. They are make us crazy. But he understood that he's going by the right way. That he behaved as per God's wish. And hence, he and his way of life supposed to have an existence from God, because this is the purpose of the world. And if it's so, when God tells him where his nation will be, and from there it will be the nation that giving the message of God to the entire world, it was very rational to him. Because he knew that God's supposed to give an existence to the right way. Right? Because we know already he doesn't like the existence of the bad way. He understood also that they're supposed to do a lot of conquering for that, which means they're supposed to go fight. But from the fact that God tells him, go, see the land, he tells him, this land really for your kids. It's just their job to remove the bad behavior from this land, for the unwished people who hold it. To understand that, we need to also understand the mission of the land of Israel, the people of Israel, and the land of Israel, and the Torah of Israel, and how it's connected with Hashem himself. The land of Israel chose to do one thing, to bring the ethics of God to be revealed, to bring the values of how God wants the world to behave, and moreover, how God behaves with his world. Which means, we call Israel Yashar El. Yashar, which means the ethics of whom? Of God. This is our mission. This is our job. When people see us, we supposed to represent the justice. The justice in eyes of God, not the justice in perspective of one each other. The eyes of God. And God, He is what we called in our, we said daily in the תפילה, לך השם הגדולה, הגבורה, התפארת, והנצח, והעוד, ככל בשמיים ובארץ. God have 7 attributes which Chachamim describes, besides the 3 of the intellects which we spoke about, that God's created in the world. To them He revealed. One of them is Gdula, His greatness. What it means? He's giving. He gives existence to everything. Doesn't matter bad or right. His greatness. Hagvura, his severity, is also a hero. He also not, there is the justice which balance this greatness. Then we have the tiferet, the beauty. The beauty is the ability to combine 2 attributes together, like the greatness and severity together become mercy. And then the netzach, the victory, the hod, all these are holy attributes of His way. These 7 attributes. How He behaves, how He running the world. This is a set of rules of how God created the world. We have 10 attributes, 3 intellects, and 7 emotions, which come to the final one. The 7th one is the expressions which we have out, which all of them together create the 10 attributes, and all of them are if God running the world, they are holy because He is always doing the right thing. He always doing the good thing, which means when He deciding to use judgment, it's supposed to be like that. When He decided to use His attribute of greatness, this is how it's supposed to be. The human, we are don't know how to use our powers. We're getting angry in the wrong times. We're doing great things to the wrong people. We sometimes harsh to the wrong people instead of being gentle to the wrong people. We are very much in our way of looking, because we think things in very personal perspective. It is hard, obviously, to judge right, and person judge himself wrongly. Hence, sometimes bad attributes come to our heart. Instead of 7 holy attributes that God gave us, there are 7 attributes of His for example, instead of getting to become great in the right way, you're doing it for proud. Instead of being harsh on the right things, you harsh to the wrong things. And hence, a situation like that create world very, 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 very selfish. And if the world become very, very selfish, it become a bad world. This is what happened in the time of Noah. They was doing terrible things because everyone wanted to have more to himself. This guy decided that this is the right way, this is right. In the land of Canaan, in the time of our forefather entered to the land, there was 7 nations which they conquer and win. It was divided for 7 small kingdoms, and another 3 kingdoms which never conquered until these days. In fact, when we left the land of Israel, all the same lands came back again. The same people, some nations started to catch again. The Palestinians, for example, they are not heritage of them, but you see immediately that the known Jews immediately can try to capture the land of Israel in the time of the vacuum. Which means from this time, from the Parashat Lech-Lecha, that God commanded from the Abraham Avinu, the conquering of land of Israel still not completed. And in a spiritual way, we still didn't succeed to become divine creatures. Which means, land of Israel supposed to represent the place where people are supposed to do God's will. We saw it. Who saw it in his wisdom? Avraham Avinu. He understood that in the land of Israel is supposed to be a place which will represent where the ethics are. Unfortunately, we did not yet complete this.
We didn't complete the job.
We didn't complete the job. Why? Not because Jews are bad. For example, if you see for the Palestinians what's happening right now, everyone said that it was supposed to be 15 years ago, the war. Otherwise, we would not reach to such a terrible war right now. If we were, which means because if you are living a cruelty exists, it will go. Sometimes the attributes of God is supposed to do what we should not supposed to give existence to. But it's our decision. God gave us the ability to decide by ourselves. Now we're forced to fight it to the end. God is with his mercy, wants us to conquer. There is no, if you are here all the military advisors today, no one said that after the war, what will happen? What, they will give them the key back? They cannot. Which means Am Israel is supposed to be now going to rule this place. There will be some Israeli governor that will look after them, we give them food, we'll give them that, but we will be the controller. This is supposed to be, this is the only solution that people in the army right now find. They don't know what to do after that. Which means God put us in a situation that you have to conquer. And what happened now in Israel? We immediately see instead of last year that whatever was hatred, suddenly another unity. People who wants to be connected again. We see many people saying together Shema Israel. People are getting emotions about being Jew. People starting to feel their emotions. We are Jew. Which means the good attributes around us. The time of redemption, we're supposed to be free. Free from Yetzer Hara. Free from bad inclination, from any kind of emotions which are bad to us. We only will want to do what God wants us to do. We will feel that God created me, so obviously He's taking care about me, and obviously I have a mission, and obviously I'm supposed to do the mission in the best way, and obviously I'm happy to do this mission. And this is a different way of looking. Why? Because will not be a bad attribute. God will supposed to do in the time of redemption, supposed to wipe off the existence of Yetzer Hara, which represented, we said in the spiritual meaning, 7 nations which used to be conquering the land of Israel before. Am Israel not yet completed the job. We did most of the job. We brought a lot of ethics to the war. We brought a lot of straightness. We also did some mistakes. Yes, we know. But as the fact that Am Israel already in Eretz Israel, which means we already did a good part of our job. When it's completed, when the Geulah happened, then the time of Gog and Magog, if you see the last war of the end of the war, the no end of the war in the Judaism, it's not exist, but the end of the wars, supposed to be last final war of the world before Mashiach comes. The Rebbe say it started already 30 years ago, and it's continue until it will not solve. This is the time as per the prophecy of Mashiach in the book of Ezekiel. Is described about a war of Gog and Magog. Two huge nations that fighting above the head of land of Israel. And it is such a big war that Am Israel is extremely worried. But everything done for the favor of Am Israel, and we'll explain. It explained that the nations are from the Persian one, Iran, and the other one is Adom, United States. It is started when the Rebbe said in Milchemet HaMifratz in 91, the first Iran-Iraq war started. Then the Rebbe said already that the Gog and Magog started. It started in a seed way, not yet in a full power. If you remember, in 1991 was not yet in full power, but we're now seeing it coming to the verge. Right now, with whom Israel fighting? With Hamas? With Iran? Everyone knows it. Who funding Hamas? Iran. Who controlling the entire area? Iran. And we can see already that is on the verge. America is there. If it's a little bit escalate to the north side, then the entire world is getting mixed up. You can not understand it. Today the French Prime Minister, the French President came to Israel. What they are showing so much interest in this war? Because it's easy to be escalated to a very huge war in the world. And everyone knows it.
World War III.
And they speak about this, that this small fight with Hamas could create such a huge. And we know that after this war, that's it. The nations will not be anymore enemies to Israel. The nations by themselves will surrender the other three land. This is what the Rebbe said here. If we see the words are, or the word of the prophecy of the Rebbe here, it's crazy. I will read it and translate. One second.
The prophecy is that those three will be part of
the land of Israel. But what is this verse 3? We said it's represent. If we spoke about the land of Israel, about the first seven attributes, seven attributes speaks about the emotions. How we're supposed to cleanse our emotions, to be devoted for the work of God. But to control our mind, how we can do that? Control our mind, it's only used to be the work of tzaddikim. That how it used to be the work of tzaddikim, whenever they see a material thing, they said, no, this is only exist in order for me to reveal the unity and the way of God in the world. Everything in material. And what is started in the time of Avraham Avinu is the fact that there is a Torah. The Torah was written from the time of Avraham Avinu, actually, to the time of Moses, which was compelling all the time, all the instructions that Am Israel was going through, and wrote in the Torah as a guide. 2,000 years it's taken, from the time of Avraham Avinu until the Torah completed. It's actually less, but Avraham Avinu, it's called 2,000 years since the period of the world. The world was the first 1,000 years, it's until the flood happened. Another 1,000 years until Avraham Avinu was born. Another 2,000 years, approximately 1,600 years until Torah was given. And another 2,000 years until from the time of Bet Mikdash, and we started to exist in the Torah until approximately the time of Mashiach comes. 222. And we are now in the end of this calculation days. And that the work then started with Avraham Avinu, and hence the main mission is to conquer the land of Israel in spiritual and in material. And the spiritual, in material, we have to do that because it's a result of as much as we getting more belong to Eretz Israel by our behavior, God make us to win and get this place. And already we are in a situation which Am Israel already there, back in Eretz Israel. We already think the situation which Am Israel now, actually maybe it was very painful what happened. What is it? It was extremely painful. Cannot even describe what happened in Simchat Torah. But if you will look in, because everything that God creates is for good, what's the good side in it? We have to conquer. We have to solve the problem. And the unity that come out of it against this nation, it's only to made us together to get and achieve the goal of getting the land of Israel, because we, the Jews, supposed to show the world what is right ethics. If you heard today what Macron said, the president of France, what he said, he was saying it's not a war only of Israel. It's a war against the terrorism. No one can allow something like that to be exist in the world. This is why God destroyed the world in the first place. And hence, the fight that Israel do now, it's a fight for the ethics of God. And the winning and the victory of Am Israel here is a victory of the ethics. It's not just it's the victory of the spirit. It's not just the victory of the power. It's mainly victory of the spirit. I'm trying to search the part where the Rebbe said, and with this we will conclude. At the time of Mashiach, Israel will reach to another level, which we never been there, which was shown to Avraham Avinu. He told him, you see, one day your kids will be prophet like you, all of them. They will be able to think like me, God, because I gave them this ability. They don't know it yet. It's like a seed which not brought. And this is represent the third three lands which not yet conquered. The intellect of God which we not yet. Yes, we know how to feel mercy. We know how to do kindness. We know to fight about the justice. These already attributes Am Israel purchased. But to think like God, they think like a prophet, this is we not kept. But will come by Hashem himself. Once we conquer our 7 attributes, then it's given by itself. That's what the Rebbe said here, that in the time of the redemption, soon enough, after we will conquer, and we are now finalizing to conquer this, the Palestinians, then will happen a situation which the land of the Jewish, non-Jewish people, by themselves, will come and say, this is your promised land. We know that we're supposed to give you the land. Here, take it without a war. Without a war, because the world will acknowledged that the purpose of the world is to learn from Am Israel how to serve God and how to be in the right way of God. B'ezrat Hashem, we are in historical times. You are witnessing the history when it happened. People will speak about this day for thousands of years. The words of the Rebbe will be the prophets, which people will try to understand and like in the future. We're going to see all the prophecies coming happen. Until the prophecies happened until now, we will see the rest of them getting complete, B'ezrat Hashem, and we will see Mashiach Tzidkeinu, U'meira b'yameinu, Amen. B'ezrat Hashem. Any question, anyone? From the
Anybody?
Zoom also?
Shavana auntie.
I think that they are mute. Anyhow, thank you very much, everyone, for participating.
Yes, Bacha, yes, Bolo, I'm there.
Very good, very good.
I'm
Thank
there,
you.
Bacha. I heard from beginning only, I was listening.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much for joining. B'ezrat Hashem, next week we will do
God
B'ezrat Hashem.
bless you.
Talk to you.
Okay. I'll be there. I'll be there. Thank you.
very much.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you. I think somebody wants to write.
תודה רבה. רפואה שלמה, יש רפואה שלמה to whom?
One second.
There is someone
No,
chat
no.
messages.
This is, I think I'm
You,
pressing,
it's Apple. You.
I press it
Here,
wrong.
here.
Huh.
תודה רבה. Fine. רפואה שלמה. Someone said. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And maybe.
Thank you.